So, UFC 3.
UFC 3.
Yeah. This is me starting off the career where I'm pretty much just going through and trying to decide how heavy I am and what kind of person I want to be. So yeah,
It's
just
kind
just
of
picked
it's
just
all,
picked middle and brawler
yeah,
because reasons.
yeah. Why not?
It's one thing about almost every fighter that you this goes down to like WWE games, and you always end up with a ridiculously in-depth creation tool.
Yeah. I never get it as well because I try my hardest every time I play one of these to like make me, and then I try to make like a really good looking me. Neither of those things ever happen. Mainly because
Yeah.
there's no such thing as a good looking me.
Well, that's not even remotely close to what I look like in real life, so...
I don't know, it looks like kind of like a mix of you and the sloth from the Goonies.
Thanks. Works. You too.
If you could make the dude go, "Hey you guys," that would be amazing.
You can backflip, so...
That's almost as good. You could probably backflip better than I ever will be able to.
You don't play fighting. To put yourself on the line
Actually, this is something that's really cool out of UFC 3. It's the little voiceover videos that they do.
Listen, you don't
About-
play fighting.
sports discipline,
No, apart from when you're a child and you play fight.
to succeed, a fighter must have the heart and determination to walk through fire
But
in search of
these videos, I'm assuming, were made... Well, actually, they're actually made in-game. So
Yeah.
it really just kind of shows off that all of the fighting stuff they've got in the videos are from in-game code, which means that really shows how good the fucking in-game is.
Yeah. It's EA in it, so is it Frostbite?
I want to say yes,
Fair
but
enough.
I think it might still be using the old Fight Night engine.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, that's not a bad thing. The Fight Night engine was amazing and looked great, and you could fight well with it. I never quite liked the Fight Night fight stick stuff with the UFC games. It never felt quite right to me.
Yeah, it's good that it's gone to a very simple, punch with two buttons, kick with two buttons.
Yeah.
You've got left and right. Yeah.
Oof. It does hurt to. I've taken a few knees like that in my
All
time.
you've got is access to like 3
Yeah.
right from the start. But your opponent, as this guy clearly has, is he's got like a jumping knee, whereas
Yeah.
I can barely do a fucking swing punch.
The important question is, when you do your character creation, can you make an enormous crotch?
No, it's not Saints Row.
Well, I don't want to play it then.
Well, you better send it back then.
I did. When I was watching the video and like clipping little bits out of it to put together for this, I was like, actually, this plus obviously talking to you for the podcast last week.
Yeah, that would have been last week's podcast.
I really kind of was like, yeah, I really want to play this. So I whacked it onto my rental list, and while I sit down here in dingy Bracknell in a dingy fucking Premier Inn, it's sitting at home waiting for me to get home and play it. I'm quite looking forward to it, actually.
Yeah, it's like I'm just watching this fight, and I'm just looking at it, going, "Wow, was I ever really this bad?" I'm literally doing like pretty much the same two things over and over because it's all I have access to.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, the grappling tutorials. All of this information that you get out of this does not help my character because he's got like next to no grappling ability.
Is this because what did you choose a brawler?
Yeah. Well, looking at it, it's like you get a striker, a brawler, some like average thing, and then you get wrestler and submission.
Yeah.
Now, I know enough about the UFC games to know that a wrestler and submissions are completely fucking useless to you in every possible way.
Yeah, which is a shame because actually in real life, wrestling and submissions are very, 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 very good.
I mean, okay, yeah, wrestling and submissions are really useful, but if you're playing the career mode, completely useless because if the video allows me to go into a submission at any point, which I don't think it does, It's the AI is unfucking stoppable
Yeah,
on
you were
in
saying that on the
submissions.
podcast. You're saying the way that getting out of submissions works. That you can't beat them. I'm guessing that gets better if you choose submission specialists and only work on your submissions.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, I'm doing a nice, lovely ground and pound. But what I've noticed from this dude's fighting technique is literally, I'm gonna lose miserably. I'm gonna throw a flying knee into it.
Yeah,
He
I
nearly
do love
fucking
that.
KO'd me multiple times through that, but still.
I do love that some things just don't change. And I played UFC 1 and 2 a lot, and refs just magically appearing next to you is just hilarious.
Yeah, the ref just suddenly appearing because you just fucking ruined a dude's face
Yeah.
on the floor.
I love
Yeah,
that like the bottom half of his hair has physics, but the top half absolutely does not.
it's hair gel.
If someone could point me in the direction of that hair gel, please, because my hair never stays put like that.
But so this is the training camp stuff. So you basically start right at the start with your basement gym because you don't stand a fucking you can't afford to buy the fucking license
No,
to go to a fucking gym.
no.
Yeah, there's all these cool little fucking tabs, that are in every single EA title on how to do shit, but you can't do fucking shit. There's no point. All those tabs completely pointless, apart from the one time every so often where you have to open it because of a reason.
Yeah, it's one of them things. Like I found this a couple of weeks ago when we done a video on the motocross thing, and you go, I don't understand a fucking thing I'm doing because I don't know anything about this sport. I've never played one of these games before, but like with a UFC game, I can find my way around that without a problem because I've played it lots. And same can be said for Madden, which I think we talked about again on the podcast last week when we were talking about this. I can figure my way around it because I've played it all before. But it all just seems so impenetrable if you've never played one before. And
Yeah,
I don't get the I don't get the reasoning behind doing that. Obviously you have to it's going to be complicated because it's a complicated sport and all that shit, but make it easy for newbies, man. Fucking hell.
yeah. This like the training camp stuff and all of this where you get so many points that you can use in a week before you have to move on to the next one. I tell you what, some of the later ones actually cost 70 points, and
Bloody
I've
hell.
actually had one that cost a full 100. And that was actually a required one, I think.
Yeah.
So you occasionally get required ones where if you don't do it, then you get negative fan hype at the end.
Fucking
But
hell.
it was an emergency fight where you came in. You had to be trained up within 3 weeks, and one of those weeks you had to use up all 100 of your points on a mandatory training camp, not
Yeah.
training camp, mandatory promotion. So I was like, so basically you've given me 2 weeks to do this to get my both of my hype up and my fitness up.
Yeah.
So
So what did you because you get the list of nicknames, didn't you? Did you give yourself El Presidente?
I did give myself El Presidente as a nickname because that's my nickname that I've decided to give myself at all times.
But you can't make your own one up.
No, you can't make your own one up. Also, I've never seen myself or heard myself get called El Presidente so far in the game. When I win fights, they just call me, when I do anything in
It's called you
Bruce
Siva.
Buffer calls me Siva,
Yeah.
which
What-
now saying it out loud now makes me think, oh shit, I'm the bad guy from Destiny 1's final game mission thing.
I think the nicknames tend to come into it dependent on your nickname, I suppose. It tends to be you can hear Joe Rogan say it when he's colour commentating your fight.
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to think. No, even in the color commentating stuff, I hear Siva. Although towards the end of the game now, I'm starting to hear them talk about my overhand rights and how you need to learn how the opponent needs to scout those. Because
Yeah.
apparently I do a lot of overhand rights towards the end. Once I
You mean like that?
unlock, yeah. No, I mean like a proper overhand right. So not just the hooks that I'm throwing in now. Like
Yeah.
we're talking like ridiculous, beyond haymaker overhand, like
Yeah.
full shoulder swing. I bring that motherfucker down on the person's head. Although
What's going
I
on with that
recently,
dude's face? He looks like the love child of 50 Cent and Chuck Liddell.
maybe he is,
Maybe he is.
but there's a that I, yeah, it's doing.
Oh, what?
going
No big diving punch, dude. I'm
It's-
disappointed.
It's surprisingly hard to do it if you manage to knock them down without holding down one of the modifiers.
Yeah.
When you do it, you can't do a diving punch, and the time it takes to get up for your opponent is surprisingly
Yeah.
surprisingly quick. You'll put them like this dude's head health is falling like a fucking rock, but he's getting up immediately,
Yeah.
and I think he's got one more knockdown in this round. By judging how his health bar is falling.
Yeah.
And it gets to a point where he will go down on almost any just tap to the face.
Yeah.
And
So
he
you
died.
TKO him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a chap at work decided to ask me what the difference between a knockout was and a TKO was. And I gave him the closest answer that I could give, which is that a TKO is when they can no longer defend themselves.
Yeah, pretty much.
But a knockout is when they're,
When they're actually knocked out.
yeah.
Yeah, the key words. I remember when we first started watching UFC at home. I kind of teach the wife sounds really fucking bad. Like I didn't actually have to teach her, but the words, the important words in UFC and MMA in general are intelligently defend yourself. If
Yeah.
you're just wildly swinging about like a fucking retard, just hoping that you stop someone from hitting you in the face, and then you get hit in the face and fall on the floor, your fight's done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that was me looking through the moves list kind of briefly, and you just like the combinations are fucking rad.
Yeah.
It's the only way you can really describe it. Is that they are.
That dude coloured the tinfoil hat in hair colour.
Yep. That's your rival in when you move into actual UFC.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's that. So yeah, you get like 2 fights in WFA before you move up to the big leagues, as
Yeah.
they call it. But it's this is me trying to pick one of the fucking gyms to join. I was just like going, do I pick a wrestling gym or do I pick a fucking jiu-jitsu gym or what the actual fuck do I do at this point? Because
Yeah.
it doesn't really tell you what it is that you learn when you go somewhere.
No.
Well-
This is another problem with this. Like, it kind of assumes that and I mean, I haven't watched UFC for a couple of years now. Not because I don't like it. I love MMA, but their pay-per-views are 3 hours long. They're weekly, and I can't watch them when I have a kid.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see them, and I don't want to waste my precious evening hours watching fucking fighting. So, but you can kind of go through it. If you don't know some of these gyms, it can be a real pain in the ass.
Yeah. This was me noticing that I picked the gym and then I just had a look at the next one. I was like, hang on a sec. CM Punk's in that one.
Were you like, no?
Yeah, because I was like, oh man, that means I miss out on the chance of beating up CM Punk in fucking training.
But you've got WWE 2K17 for that.
He's not in it. And he probably won't be part of any WWE stuff until his UFC contract expires, which will probably expire based on time faster than it will on fights.
Yes. Almost certainly. Did you put your actual Twitter handle into that?
Yep. Well, no, actually, because you can't use an underscore. Apparently, it's an illegal character for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
was the closest I could do. So I don't know why why being able to put your Twitter handle in for your character, but the fact that I've picked Long Dong Siva for my gamer tag,
Yeah.
as close as I could do. So I'm missing a letter out of my name, out of my gamer tag for my name, and I'm missing a character out of my Twitter handle for my Twitter handle.
Just one character short.
Yep.
Just life. Not quite there.
If only I had a way to unlock that character.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the one cool thing is that while you're on low fitness, you can't do a spar.
Yeah.
So you have to do something to unlock moderate fitness,
Yeah.
and then you go into sparring, because sparring's the quickest way to get your fitness levels up
Okay.
by some margin.
Yeah.
So you can go into a spar session at like 71% for fitness, jump into it, and if you do it right, you can jump up to like 91 plus.
Okay.
Whereas you do a training session or a learning session, and you will only go up by like 5 to at best 2 usually. But notice how I joined I think it was a wrestling gym,
Yep.
and pretty much everything that you learn, everything that you do is in wrestling stuff.
This is Thai Terror level 1.
Yeah.
I had a curry called that once.
So it's like land 5 punches from a 3 strikes from a back mountains, all that crap.
Yeah.
And yeah, all of the stuff that you learn is non-wrestling stuff. It's all
Okay.
striking stuff, because it's weird. If you go to a jiu-jitsu gym, you'll learn mostly wrestling, because that's what it's trying to teach you. It's trying to teach you how to beat stuff that you're weak to,
Yeah.
which is actually really quite cool. So you pick your gym not because that's what you want to learn, but because that's what you want to learn to beat.
Yeah.
So going to a wrestling gym is actually a surprisingly good choice by me right from the start, because I'm going against the guy that I'm learning to beat basically is a wrestler.
That dude's got some serious dick outline in his shorts, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This
Now I've said that, you can't not look at it.
Yep.
Look at it.
I'm trying not to. But I went into the spar session at 71%.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not even halfway in yet, and I'm at 82.
Nice.
Just moving puts your fitness up, but
Yeah.
actually doing what you're supposed to do gets it up quicker.
Okay.
Some of the later sparring sessions they're fucking intense.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
They're as bad as the fights you have, some of them.
worse. I've actually gone into sparring sessions where I'm looking at it going, holy fuck, if this dude comes at me like this, I'm fucked. One major
Let's hug it out,
flaw
bitch.
with it. One major flaw, especially the training and the sparring stuff.
Yeah.
You go into a clinch or you go into any position on the ground, and you can't do anything,
Really?
like at all, because you try and do a move, to the transition, and it blocks it immediately. You try and do anything, and it fucking just stops you, just doesn't let you.
Character models always look so weird when they're in the clinch as well. That's just a weird head hug.
Yeah, this is me failing miserably. Like, oh yeah, look, I managed to get one because I didn't even consider looking at the bottom right corner where it tells you how to do what it is that you're trying to do. And very shortly it's going to break, so then I'm no longer actually... There
Are
we
you
go.
supposed to hold that clinch for the whole 2 minutes?
You're supposed to hold the clinch for long enough to hit the 3 strikes of the cage clinch
Oh, okay.
in the Muay Thai knees, and absolutely just can't, because at no point does he get into a position where I can cage clinch him again. For
Okay.
one, and 2, I didn't even realise that I was supposed to hold left trigger and press A, so
Yeah.
I'm just wailing on him now.
Nice little slapping sound you got there.
Yep. Just learning how to do punches, really.
Yeah. And doing stuff with the right stick.
Yep, this is me now trying to do knees in the clinch,
Okay.
but it didn't work at all, and now I'm just stamping on his
He's just
toes.
stamping on his feet.
Yep.
Yeah, he didn't like that, dude. He needs you in the face.
Yep. And my stamina is now completely depleted, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's like one hit and I'm down. But one thing I will say, the training and the sparring is much, much harder than the
Yeah.
fights. The fights, in comparison, are stupid easy,
Yeah.
as proven by my like 7-second knockout that's not even in this fucking video.
But
because-
you didn't put it in the video for me to do.
That's the thing, is that I'm pretty sure I had it recorded, but you know, it's what actually happened. You know how I mentioned that I accidentally pressed the, buy button,
Yeah.
and that cancelled the
And it
recording.
stopped recording.
Yeah, it was the fight after that,
Yeah.
because it's the fight after this one, because this is the end of WFA before
Yeah.
you get drafted up and picked up for UFC. So it's literally just right after this fight, I get a 7-second KO. I didn't do too bad. I mean, I put him down pretty early.
Yeah? So you'd recommend UFC 3 then?
I would, but if you're interested in the sport, yes. If you're interested in fighting games, well, yes. If you've got no interest in either of those things, not really, obviously. But, you probably wouldn't buy it unless you were...
Yeah, well,
get put down by
it's
the
same as you
stupidest-
wouldn't buy FIFA unless you were a soccer fan, would you?
True, you wouldn't buy... Unless you were a fan of something specific, like if you're a fan of World War II, then you buy Call of Duty World War II.
Yeah. Is it possible to be a fan of World War II? Seems like a weird
Depends
thing
what-
to be a fan of.
Depends what nation you're from.
Yay, Holocaust.
Nobody's
Oh.
ever said that before, I don't think.
I know, I'm definitely going to hell.
We just lost all of our subscribers. Yeah, diving punch to the ground, and now I just fucking
Just wail on
batter.
him.
Fuck you can't defend yourself, motherfucker. I'm pretty sure that referee follows me through all of my fights.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that like the only ref that they have in this game?
I can't think of a time when I have a different ref. I'm honestly struggling. I really need to learn that fucking front kick, because even now I still don't have it, I don't think. Yeah.
He's down, man. Let him sleep.
You know what? Some of the commentary later on when you do that is fucking brilliant. Where it's like they're treating your knockout
Yeah.
as a big thing, and it's like, and you get to see the part where he really gets the knockout blow. There.
And the guy's going, on the floor.
So it's nothing impressive at all.
That's, yeah. Awesome.
Cool.